recording. Awesome. Well, welcome and thank you for joining again. This is super, super exciting. You guys can see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, this is day 2. So welcome back. You got the email, you got the homework link. We actually gave that to you last night. So welcome everyone. Welcome Bruce. Welcome everyone to call. This is a project management challenge day 2. So I am super, super excited about this because we're getting a little bit deeper. We introduced 3 tools yesterday. We're about to introduce brand new tools today. And so let's jump into it. We did a lot of the same folks are on the call, so we don't have to do the introductions as much, but we'll have the same agenda. So we'll do quick introduction, but we'll really go through that, the project scenario, the homework, and then the next day's assignment. So we've tried to keep it real simple because we want to provide as much value, but we also want to go deeper on the tools too, and make sure that we're covering from the tools perspective. So the introduction. So Nithya, the last time you didn't get a chance to do an introduction. So let's just talk about kind of your background. Where are you working? I know you talked a lot about Agile yesterday. Tell us a little bit about your experiences and your background.
Yeah. You can hear me?
It's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very new to the project management. I'm
Great.
just learning things, and I'm just searching job for it. So I'm learning by myself and getting help from my husband.
Okay.
So he's teaching some stuff. So I'm just learning by myself.
Okay.
So
Well, that's great. Yeah, that's great. And this is really, if you follow these steps, so Bruce is, as you heard yesterday, Bruce has done this for 50 plus years. I've done it for over 30. That's 80 years of project management experience that you're talking to, right? And
Okay.
so 80 years is a long time to be doing anything. And so what we've done is, and you know, that we're not just winging this, we've been through this material. If you take this material, regardless of agile or waterfall or predictive or whatever, if you take that foundation, you're going to get yourself set up for a very, very nice foundation for your project. How you actually deliver it, either a manufacturing project, a boat, a software project, a house, it doesn't really matter. This foundation, and so you just said you're learning, this foundation of tools we're going to give you, you'll be able to use for years and years across project after project.
Yeah.
Bruce, what are you thinking, Bruce? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. Once you learn the basics and you apply the basics, it's a repeat over and over, and you get better and better at it.
And you tweak it and you adjust it. And so,
Yep.
Bruce, we were talking, so you've done a ton of construction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, you know, the tools that we're about to talk to, the charter, the business requirements document, you wouldn't have done a product backlog, of course, because you don't do agile in construction at this point. But
Right.
but basically that project charter, did you use that on your major construction projects
Every single project I've ever worked on
as a charter?
that's of a larger type project. Absolutely. You cannot do a project without some type of, you know, they don't necessarily follow exactly the way PMI does it.
Right.
It's the equivalent of a project charter, because you've got to have a project manager before the project starts. You've got to know a rough idea of what you're doing. You've got to know approximately how long it's going to take, what it's about, and that type of thing. Or otherwise, when you do get your group together, you get the team together, if you don't have the project charter, nobody knows what to do.
Yeah.
It's not defined.
Yeah. And we're
And
going to
so-
look at the examples, but
Yeah.
even, you know, we've talked and we've continued to talk. Avery, thanks for joining. But basically what we have said is we said that project charter authorizes projects to get started.
Yep.
So
That's what it
when
does.
you're brand new to project management and you're like, hey, I just got assigned a project, what do I do? Like, what do I literally do? And what we're saying is these tools that we're giving you, If you start filling them in, you start talking to people, you start going, what are we doing? We're doing a payroll system. We're building a house. We're building a whatever, right? You're going to start immediately getting into the details of the project. And one of the things that from a project manager perspective, you don't have to know all the engineering. You don't have to know how to build a plane. You don't have to know how to build a house. You can't know possibly all the different industries that a project manager can work in. Construction's a little bit different. Let's be clear. Construction is a little bit different, but these other industries, these foundations of what we're literally walking you through works in every industry. So when we say, hey, I got a new agile project and we're doing this agile project, even this payroll system we're about to see, right? You're still going to want a charter. You're still going to go, what are we doing? You know, who authorized that? Who's the main customer, right? And we'll show you the details. We're actually going to bring them up again tonight. But I think it's really, really important that as a brand new project manager and you're really just starting your career, we're literally giving you the foundation, right? And we're giving you the tools to help you understand what do we do, why do we do them, and then we do a little bit of agile in that conversation. So does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Abri, thanks for joining. Let's keep going. So here we are here.
My volume was quite poor, but I think I had to do some settings. Now it should be all right. Do you hear me?
It's a lot better now. You can always go higher, but that's okay. Here's our same payroll system, right? And again, this could be anything. I want to be clear. This could be anything. It could be a payroll system, an HR system, a finance system, an IT system. It really doesn't matter. The key to this is what are those tools and what is the foundation for regardless of what you want of what you're building. So this is a payroll system. Again, we talked briefly about the buy versus the interfaces because you can't most of the time, and I do a ton of interface type of projects, most of the time when you're buying a piece of software, you have to tie it to something. Right? If it's a new financial system, it's going to be tied to legacy systems. It's going to be tied to reporting. It's going to be tied to something. So we said, hey, you're going to need some developers. And we're also kind of setting up to, oh, I need developers, I need testers, I need designers. We're also, by laying out this project, we're also laying out at the highest level the team members. And we'll talk through some of those as well. Right. And so when you say development needed, you clearly need a developer, right? You need a designer, you need a tester, that type of thing. Okay. So watch the webinar. Did you guys get onto the Facebook page? Did you see that the webinar is right there and you can just watch it over and over and over again?
I tried. The video wasn't showing. I sent you.
I sent it back to you.
Comment.
You just had to try it again. Just re-click again. It was a privacy setting. It should be totally fine now. And then your homework, and you guys should have got it. And I want to jump into those because I think they're going to be really cool. Project charter, business requirements document. But if you're doing agile, you're probably going to do a product backlog. Okay. And so let's look at those. And so the first was this project charter. So this is a huge charter. We actually have it when Bruce and I wrote the book, our project communication tools book right here. We basically said, we got to get a charter in there. And Bruce, you were just reading out of that, right? What were you just reading, Bruce, on that? You said something that what page is that on?
It's on 108.
Okay, on 108.
And it says, the project charter document includes the project approval. It sets the project in motion. It also states who the project manager is, the budget for the project, the starting date, and the duration.
Yeah.
So at least you've got some basic information as to what the project is. And one of the other things that's in there is the scope, a high level scope of what the heck you're going to do.
Yeah.
Not detail.
Yeah. So we're building a payroll system, right? So the overview of the project, a new payroll system. The purpose of the project, Well, we've had a payroll system that's been around for years and years. It doesn't have an iOS app. It's not connected to the internet, blah, 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 blah. So we need to replace it, right? What's the business need? It's out of date. It doesn't have warranty anymore. What's our opportunity? Well, if we go to a new payroll system, we can do X. We get internet connection. We get Power BI connections, right? It's very, very easy not easy, that's a relative, but it's really, really simple to start filling these in based on the project type. And it's at a highest level. Like you're not capturing the requirements at this particular level. You're just going, what is this for? Why are we doing it? What's the high level purpose?